In the late 1950s, a group of Soviet scientists had a radical idea. They wanted to build a city in the middle of the Siberian forest, thousands of miles away from the stifling bureaucracy of Moscow. It would be a place where the brightest minds in the USSR could live and work in total freedom, pursuing science for the sake of science. They called it Akademgorodok, the Academy Town. For a brief, shining moment, it was the most exciting place in the world. The visionary behind Akademgorodok was Mikhail Lavrentyev, a world-renowned mathematician. He convinced Nikita Khrushchev that if the Soviet Union wanted to win the Cold War, it needed a science city that could rival anything in the West. Khrushchev agreed, and in 1957, construction began on the shores of the Ob Sea near the city of Novosibirsk. Young, brilliant researchers flocked to Akademgorodok from all over the country. They were drawn by the promise of intellectual freedom and the chance to work on the most cutting-edge projects in physics, biology, and the new field of cybernetics. But they were also drawn by the culture. In Akademgorodok, you could listen to jazz, read banned poetry, and debate politics in open cafes. It was a pocket of democracy in the heart of a totalitarian state. The city was designed to be a utopia. The scientists lived in comfortable apartments surrounded by birch forests. There were elite schools for their children, a world-class symphony orchestra, and even a club under the integral where the most radical ideas were discussed over coffee and cigarettes. It was a world of high-minded ideals and youthful energy. For a few years, the experiment worked. Akademgorodok produced some of the most important scientific breakthroughs of the 20th century. But as the thaw of the Khrushchev era gave way to the stagnation of the Brezhnev years, the Kremlin began to get nervous. They realized that intellectual freedom in science was a dangerous thing. If you could question the laws of physics, you might start questioning the laws of the Communist Party. The crackdown began in 1968. A group of Akademgorodok scientists signed a letter protesting the political trials of dissidents in Moscow. The response was swift and brutal. The club under the integral was closed. The most radical scientists were fired or forced to leave. The KGB moved in, and the atmosphere of open debate was replaced by one of fear and suspicion. The dream of Akademgorodok didn't die overnight, but it slowly withered away. The city became just another Soviet town. Its institutes focused on military projects rather than pure science. The science utopia had been reclaimed by the state. Today, Akademgorodok still exists, and it's still an important center for research. But the magic of those early years is gone. It remains a poignant reminder of a time when the Soviet Union tried to build a future based on reason and freedom, only to realize that those things were incompatible with the regime's survival. But while Akademgorodok was a dream of progress, other secret cities were hiding nightmares. In our next video, we're going to a place where a simple mistake in a laboratory unleashed a deadly plague on an unsuspecting city. The story of the Sverdlovsk anthrax leak.